Okay, we're going to begin our new project here, project 3, and that's based on Revit. Basically Revit architecture to start off with. Okay, you need a couple of files for this. One being this one here, which will show you how to, or give you the written instructions of how to start your project and how to move right through the project and finish it off. I suppose the last page should tell you how to print it as well, as I said out. Okay, so that's basically the whole thing in there. You'll also need this one here, which gives you the rough dimensions basically of the layout of the rooms. Back to this one here on page 4, it will have some sort of better dimensions, for example, on certain things that are not picked up from that other XPS file, as to say how far away that door is, 700 away from that wall. Okay, so that'll help you there as well. All right, so let's very, very, very important is to how you begin this, and you begin by using the architectural template. All right, so back to here. If I click new, note it goes to construction template. I use the architectural template here. I go OK, and you're ready to roll. Okay. We use it as is basically. We're not going to do too many modifications to this apart from just draw this plan. Okay, so we do need to, according to the instructions, we do need to pick up a 250 timber wall type. All right, so back to this, the instructions say that, so that's all we need to get. Let me just close this one here for now. All right, so let's go to here. We need a wall. It has to be a structural wall. Okay, it does say that using the structural, the wall structural. Okay, so let's go to here. So read that carefully. That one there, wall structural. All right, and we need the 250 by, well, just 250 wall. Sorry, and we do need to modify our options here. So it goes to height. This is something that is not really shown as such, but it is as well. In a way, you have to look at the screen dump, which is actually here. If you know, those options are not always told right here in the instructions, but if you look at the screen, you notice that you know, we have certain things set up in here. So do look around a little bit, and it's not always written in English for you here. It might be just visual as well of how to set it up. All right, so we do go height. We do constrain it to level 1. And what is the other setting we want perhaps? You know, let's have a look. Finish face, exterior, chain, all right, all that sort of stuff. So finish face, exterior. Chain is on. It's good. We're ready to roll. Note that with most commands, you also get this sort of 2D looking things as well. These are additional tools of how you can draw something. So for example, if it's just a rectangular house, I could pick this and I'll just draw a rectangle, and it will give me the brick veneer wall, both leaves, sort of drawn automatically by just clicking twice. I'll go with the line option at this point. So the aim is to draw within this area here, okay, not out there, okay, because you want to be within your elevation symbols. So let's just go with the size, and the size according to my XPS is 8790. I will begin around here somewhere, and I'm going to go up, and I'm going to type 8790, and I'm going to press enter. All right, and there we are. Then I'm going to come across to 13190. I'm going to press enter. Then I'm going to go down, and I'm not going to type anything. I'm going to click because it does line it up for me. And then I'm going to click at the end of this. There it is. Okay, we got it. Now, if that doesn't finish for you, which it didn't for me, you go modify. Modify is like the enter in AutoCAD. If you don't like where you positioned it, you can always move it. There's no problems, but it's fine where it is for now. All right, so I mean, if it didn't go through the section line, I'll probably be looking at moving it. Simply just highlight it, and if I go over it, just click and drag, and just center it a bit more if you want. You know, that's not a big deal. Escape. Okay, so as I said before, here we can muck around with the fine resolution here, and that's mainly to see if I've drawn this the right way around so that my brick is in fact outside. All right, if it's not, you've got to highlight this thing and use this thing here to reverse it, okay? Okay, so the other thing is make sure we have drawn it right. I'll just double check the measurements here to here. All right, it's 8790, and the length should be right as well, but double check. So it's important to get that first, the first dimensions right, and then inside you can't go too much wrong at least.
What was the length you wanted it at? 13
13190. All right, so okay, so now I will add the walls. I mean, according to this document here, we need to put the walls inside, and they're going to be 90 basic wall. It says on top of page 2. So let's go with 90 wall. We will pick the wall from here. So we're going to go structural wall again, even though they possibly are not structural. Okay, let's go with 90 wall and say timber stud. All right, where is that going to be? According to our XPS file, is 200 away from the corner. Okay, so I'll go near the corner, and I can, depending on my zoom, I can probably get it right. Now, what have I done though? Is it exterior finish or is it center to center? Well, it looks like it's exterior finish, but okay, so let's go with 200 and see what happens. If it's wrong, you can always change it. And what's the length of it? It's 2610. So I don't actually care too much. I'm just going to drop it there for that. And escape. All right. So just to double check what we've done, I'm just escaping a couple of times to get out of the wall command. If I click on here, it says it's 2110. All right. So it basically is bit 90 off. So basically my exterior is actually on this side here. So what happens if I do that? Reverse it. I get to 200. So the way I started it wasn't quite right. All right. So anyhow, maybe I should have, for example, gone like here. What options have we got? Finish. If I went finish face interior, perhaps that would have been okay. But it's not like it really has an interior and exterior. It's just, but you know, he still treats it that way in case you put in that wall as an external wall, but it's internal wall. Both sides are the interior anyway. All right, so we'll leave that then. Okay, so how are we going to create the rest? Or we can put them all in manually, or we can just offset them. It's a bit different to the AutoCAD offset though. If I go offset and I put in, it says 2400, I'm going to create a copy, yes. And I go here, it shows me where it's going to go, preview. Or if I go over here, it'll end up in the middle of the other wall, so you can't really see it. But yeah, it depends which way you approach it. From this side, it'll show it to the right. So there it is. Again, just exit that. What have I done? Click on here, 2310. I'm still 90 out. Okay, so how am I going to do this? I suppose I can do this, but that didn't help me. So that didn't work this time. So I've got to add that 90 on. Anyway, I've got that highlighted. While I've got that, I can click here and go 2400. After a while, it'll get the gist of how to get this right. So what's the next one? 1710. All right, I'm going to be clever with this. I'm going to go 1800. Okay, so that's what happens. See what happens. Let's go 1800. I'm adding the 90 on. All right, let's see. Okay, so just again, when we're training, we're always going to be double checking, make sure we're doing things right. Let's see, have I got it right? No, no, yeah, I have got it right. So 1710 is what I want it clear, so that's correct. All right, so that's good. I've added the 90 onto my 1710. So what's the next number? Well, the next number is 1820 plus 90 is 1910, isn't it? So the next one will be offset 1910. 1910. and we approach from this direction. There it goes. And the last one will be 1600. Okay, so 1600, and approach from this direction. And theory has it that in here it should be 2600 clear. So let's go with that. Check. 2600 clear. Good. So it's good to check that. Make sure you're getting it right. Okay, so I'll just add the horizontal wall, and that's put that here, Colin. Horizontal wall is architecture. Again, go here, horizontal wall. All right, should end up on the 90, all that sort of stuff, level 1. And we're going to go 2610 clear. So let's see, go down. Yeah, I mean, this is a bit annoying, so who cares, eh? I'm just going to go there. All right, so let's put it there. All right, so it goes up to about there somewhere. You can go even up to there, because that's all we want to do there. All right, so just escape that. Let's make sure this is in the right spot to start with. All right, 2400, change that to 2610 we said. Sometimes it's easier to just put it there and then try and get it right exactly. All right, and it looks like I've just gone a little bit over, so I need to trim this up. All right, so how do I trim this up? Okay, well, we need the trim command. Under modify. All right, well, there's no such thing as there's a trim extend command, single or multiple. We want to do multiple here, so this is the one we want. Now, it hasn't got a command line as such, but it does. Down here is it's telling us in the status bar, select a reference as the trim extend boundary. So I want that. Well, that side, it doesn't matter. All right, and then select a line or wall to trim, extend, whatever. Click on the part you want to keep. So it's not like the AutoCAD one, it's a bit different. So I want to keep that. All right, so I have to do that. All right, so it does tell you if you read it, you know, most times. All right, so now I want to break this up in here, but how do I do that? In AutoCAD, I can go, you know, this here, and I say, oh, well, I want that trimming edge, and I want that trimming edge, but this one only allows me one trimming edge. So then what? Well, then you got to go split. Okay, you go split. So it's like the break command. You just click there, I split it. So it means I can go with that, what I call fillet command, but it's actually the trim extend to corner. All right, so I'll call it fillet. Click the fillet command and do that, and then that and that. So that's the way I'm getting around it. So there are some little workarounds in this thing here. So I've had to split it first. All right, so it's taking shape. How are we going for time for this? All right, got a minute to go. So basically, then I just need to keep going around the whole thing to finish it off. And then we can add the doors in and a few other things. I'll leave it there, and I'll let you practice that for now, and then I'll continue on. Don't forget to save your drawing all the time, and I'll save this one myself as well.